There's a multiple vehicle and truck crash on the N3 Durban, bound before Mariannhill Tollplaza in Pinetown. Paramedics are on the scene as some cars are believed to be on fire. It's unclear whether there are any injuries or fatalities, but to talk to us about this, joining me now is Shawn Herbst, Netcare 911 spokesperson. Shawn, a very good evening to you. Thank you for your time. Talk to us about what's happening out there.
Absolute chaos at the moment, but a brief wrap down. Shortly after 6:30 this evening, Netcare 911 had responded to a collision on the N3 southbound near the Mariannhill Tollplaza in Shongweni in the Durban region. Reports had indicated that multiple trucks, cars and a tanker had been involved in a collision and have all subsequently caught alight. Medics have assessed multiple patients on scene. We have all sustained moderate to serious injuries. As the fire rages on, which it still is at the moment, it's not been determined how many people are still accounted for. On scene at the moment is SAPS Durban Search and Rescue, Durban Metropolitan Search and Rescue, SAPS eThekwini Fire and Rescue Services, Road Traffic Inspectorate, as well as multiple private and government ambulance services. Currently, the fire department has multiple units on scene and are working on dousing the flames. We've also activated a helicopter air ambulance to the scene to airlift one of the seriously injured patients to hospital, but currently the scene is still chaos. The fire is still raging on.
Is there any indication on what may have perhaps caused this accident?
Not yet. That will only be able to determine once the fire has been doused.
And you say that, just before I spoke to you, I reported now that no fatalities have been reported. Are you still hearing that no fatalities or have been reported? Do you have an indication of perhaps how many people may be injured?
Well, there were quite, when most of the ambulance services arrived on scene, a lot of the people had been transported with private transport through to various hospitals in the region. So we won't really get an exact number of how many people have been injured, but there are many. The fire is still raging, and we'll only be able to tell once the fire has been doused if anyone else has been involved in the collision.
So this accident happened at around 4:30, you say, heading towards peak hour. When it comes to perhaps the timing of the accident, do you believe that it may have also become this large because of the peak hour, people rushing home after work and so forth?
The incident occurred just after 6:30 this evening. It could very well be. The N3, particularly that Shongweni route, is very busy. A lot of trucks are now using the N3 to track between Johannesburg and Durban. A lot of companies are now choosing to use road, take the goods by road instead of the rail transport system. So that has increased substantially, coupled with, people going home late on a Friday.
You talk about something that, is still chaotic even after 2 hours, just counting and looking at what time you made mention of. Are there still perhaps alternative routes or maybe a word of caution to those who may be heading to that direction?
Well, traffic has been closed completely on the southbound lane. There is an alternative. If you take the Shongweni off-ramp and travel towards the M13, that will be able to take you straight into Durban. But there's a lot of traffic, so you can expect a delay.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much for that update. Details still pretty sketchy. Shawn Herbst of Netcare 911 spokesperson speaking to a chaotic accident scene, a multiple vehicle and truck crash on the N3 Durban bound before Mariannhill Tollplaza.